Hey, what's up, movie fans? Movie Man here. Well, as most of you already know, a couple of months back, word got out that Warner Brothers Discovery was actually up for sale. Now, there's been a couple of companies actually show interest. Paramount being one. Paramount, I think, last I read, Paramount actually made a bid, but it didn't go very far. Warner Brothers said thank you, but no thank you. You need to take your offer back to the table. So, and from what I've heard so far, that's as far as it's gotten. But with this rumor about Warner Brothers being up for sale, the rumors about the Snyderverse have started to kick up again. And right off the bat, that made me go, here we go again with this. Now, look, folks, I was a fan of the Snyderverse. I really was. I enjoyed the movies that they put out, and I enjoyed the story that he was trying to tell. But what happened with the Snyderverse was bad management. It's as simple as that. Now, a lot of people pick on that Batman versus Superman movie, but I've seen it all over TikTok. The one, the one scene where, Batman comes crashing through the window of that warehouse and starts kicking the shit out of all them thugs. That's everybody's favorite Batman scene of any live action movie because it's classic Batman. But Zack Snyder was telling the story he was trying to tell. He got most of his Justice League movie done. It was done. And then tragedy struck. I'm not going to go into that, but tragedy struck and he had to leave the project. And then management stepped in and then sat down and watched what he was putting together. They didn't like it. And they thought it was too dark. So they intervened. And they said, and then they hired Joss Whedon come in and they said, look, this is what he was trying to do. We don't like it. We think it was too dark. So we'd like you to reshoot most of this movie, lighten it up and make it funnier. So they recalled all the actors and they turned around and had to reshoot most of the movie, which every actor, Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, all of them were saying the reshoots were hell. They didn't like the reshoots at all. And we got the Justice League movie that we got. And then later on, when Zack Snyder actually put out the one that he was working on and I saw the story he was trying to tell, it just made me madder. I don't know about the rest of y'all. So, rumors, ever since the rumor or the story of Warner Bros. Being up for sale got out, rumors about the Snyderverse started kicking up again. And I'm going to tell you the truth. If the Snyderverse coming back means that these two have to go away, I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm going to be totally honest. Look, when Avengers Endgame come out and I saw that great big long story, all them great movies that Marvel put out, and then they all tied together and they, and told one great big story. I walked out of that theater that day and I told my wife, I said, somebody needs to do DC this way. And we finally got them. James Gunn and Peter Safran, we finally got them, and that's exactly what they're planning on doing. That's exactly what they're working on. So, again, I say, if the Snyderverse coming back means that these two have to go, I don't want it. It's as simple as that. A lot of people don't like the Superman movie because he spends most of the movie getting his ass kicked. So, we finally got somebody in there that knows what they're doing, that knows comic books, like James Gunn. And trust me when I tell you, folks, he is the right man for the job. So, when I say that, rumors about the Snyderverse started kicking up again, and then the story about Warner Brothers got out. At first, it made me roll my eyes, and then I really started paying attention, and I noticed that there were somebody, everybody that was a part of the Snyderverse started acting kind of peculiar. Like, shortly after that news broke, Zack Snyder started posting these pictures on his social media accounts. Pay close attention. Look real good. So we've got all that, and then we got the actor who was going to play Green Lantern now in the Justice League movie. Zack Snyder wanted the Green Lantern to show up at the end of it, but that's not what we got. We got the Martian Manhunter instead. He wanted Green Lantern, but management stepped in and intervened and said, no, not Green Lantern, you're going to have to get somebody else. So, I don't know what this means. Zack Snyder posting all this stuff. All the actors that were a part of the Zack Snyderverse or the Snyderverse have been acting kind of weird here lately. So does that mean anything? I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see. But there's word kicking around saying that an animated movie is being put together that has got something to do with that nightmare story that Zack Snyder was working on when things happen the way they happen. So, like I said, does that mean anything? Not necessarily. We're just going to have to wait and see. And I'll say again, if the Snyderverse coming back means that these two have to go away, I don't want it. I don't want it. So that's how I feel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Catch y'all later.